Singapore, an island country located in Southeast Asia which has been greatly urbanised since their independence from Great Britain in 1963, is a city-state which is recognised by its mascot, the Merlion. I am Rory Gibb, and I have come to this exotic nation to discover the meanings and mysteries behind this fantastical creature, which is an intriguing part of the country's history and culture. Singapore is found here. Despite the fact that the land was covered in thick vegetation, studies show that lions, even Asiatic ones, have never lived on the island. And it is a widely held belief that mermaids don't exist. Now, Singapore is also known as the Lion City, but is this title linked in any way to the Merlion? And if so, how? Let's find out. So I got in touch with an expert to fill in the gaps surrounding the background story to this iconic hybrid.
According to the Sejarah Malay or the Malay Annuals, Singapura, the Lion City, got its name when this Malay prince from the old trading empire of Srivijaya at Palembang today arrived in Singapore, then known as Temasek, and renamed it the Lion City. Why the lion? There was a sighting of something moving very rapidly, which he couldn't recognize, and neither could his courtiers with him, one of whom, however, did say that it resembled something that he was told was a lion. Lions, as we all know, do not occur and are not found in this part of the world. So this has led to this sighting of a lion on Singapore Island by this prince, Sang Nila Utama, the Lord of the Three Worlds, to be dismissed as a fable, a myth.
Also within the Malay Annals is a verse which provides another explanation for the naming of the country.
When Sang Nila Utama arrived in Palembang on a night with two other brothers from the sky, they descended, walked down the hill, and turned all the paddy and other plants on the path into gold and silver. The residents adopted the renegade prince as their ruler. He was consecrated as a divine being, a bodhisattva, when Sang Nila Utama arrived in Singapore, as the bodhisattva must therefore have a suitable throne, and the throne of the bodhisattva is the lion.
So, Sang Nila Utama saw what he thought was the king of the jungle at Temasek, but how did that lion legend transform from what was a feline into the mythical beast we observe today? The Merlion symbol was designed by a man named Fraser Brunner for the Singapore Tourism Board, and was created by combining the head of a lion, which represents Singapura, the Lion City, and the body of a fish, which represents Temasek, Singapore's original name, which means sea town in Javanese. With the image completed, the name of the mythical being was added, which comes from the word mer, meaning sea in French, joint with the word lion. This new entity became the inspiration for 5 STB recognised Merlion statues in Singapore, like the one we observed previously. The largest, which is 37 metres tall, is located on the island resort of Sentosa, a short journey from Singapore. So we've heard the Merlion myth, found out the answers to why Singapore is known as the Lion City, and the truth behind the symbol of the country. As with all myths, there are variations of the stories, and to end, I will share a couple which can be found on the World Wide Web. One addition to the original sighting of the lion in Temasek was that the beast was the Merlion itself and swam into the sea as soon as the prince's ship approached. As the boat left, the crew sensed that the Merlion was following them until they were well on their way. Another tale regarding the Merlion legend was that when the British arrived, they discovered a number of tigers. This animal is probably what the prince observed centuries before. For safety's sake, they started to eliminate them, which resulted in many tigers fleeing across the waters of the Johor Straits that separate Singapore from the Malaysian peninsula. That would explain the aquatic aspect of the Merlion. Now, that particular tale stated that the tigers turned white with fear, but the only white tigers on the island are the ones found at Singapore Zoo. So we have learnt why Singapore has adopted the Merlion as its national emblem and how the legend came about. Now, if this mysterious beast is 100% fantasy or like the famous Scottish Nessie, which continues to divide the public over its authenticity, remains to be seen.